Good morning. Well, I want to start by saying Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas or a Happy Holiday if that's what you're into. I got a gift from my brother-in-law, which is his old wanhao i3, which he said didn't work. So let's see here. Turn it on, and I'm going to tell you already that I know it does work. He had some issues with it, and he just didn't want to deal with it, so he bought a new printer and gave me his old one, so you can see it turns on. He had some stuff under the bed. Of course, I went ahead and did a whole bunch of work without whipping out a camera and showing everybody. Anyways, he had some stuff between the glass and the heater and the heated bed, so I don't think the glass bed was getting super hot. He was also having trouble with his extruder, so he bought a Bondtech dual drive extruder for it, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So anyways, with a couple little tweaks, I got it going. Printed something, of course that's in the kitchen, so I can't show you. This is the absolute worst filament that I have. This is some Econo fill, I think, from filaments.ca. Absolute horrible stuff. But then I knew that when I bought it. Anyways, what I want to do actually is heat up the nozzle and pull out the filament. Because the one thing that I've noticed with my wanhao, which is right back there in a muck and fess, is if you don't pull it out, and this filament, this particular filament is really brittle. Excuse me. It'll snap off, and sometimes it'll snap off down inside, which means you've got to take all that stuff off, and then heat up the nozzle and pull the filament out. So anyways, before it breaks, I'm just gonna yoink that out. And I figure you could come along for the ride. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this phone, because I'm just using my phone. He installed these. I think I actually helped him with that. Maybe he bought that himself. I can't remember. So we got it reinforced there. It wasn't level, so I put my score up against there so that these rails are now properly square to the table. And let's see here, 14. So it does work. And like I said, I don't know if he was having trouble with it sticking, or what. But I adjusted the height of this. There was some goop inside here that he had put in, but I don't think it was making good thermal contact with the glass plate. And then when I took it apart, you can see in there's my finger. There it is. Okay, so there's the original heatsink right there, and then right next to it, there's an aluminum plate. That's a spacer plate to move the fan and the heatsink away from this. Away from the Bondtech extruder. I'm assuming that came in the kit with that, so that so it gives you a little bit more space. So what I put is some of this stuff. Focus. It is CPU. I don't know if it's a CPU thermal compound, but anyways, it's this is a conductive stuff. It doesn't matter because there's no electricity that passes through that, so I don't care. and it's not a CPU chip, so whatever. Anyways, so I put some of that in between. Oops, out. Burn my finger on the hot end. Between the heatsink, the finned heatsink there, and that aluminum plate and that heat block. That there you go. That might be a. Oh, let's get that out of the way. That everything bolts into. Wires. Anyways, it's hard to see because it's too close. Anyways, so anyway, what I did is I made a better thermal contact there, so that that the heat sink and the fan will. Come on, focus. Why aren't you focusing? Focus. Focus. No. Oh well. Anyways, it's blurry now. So we are at 200 degrees. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to prop this up in a way that you can see it. Probably not. Anyways. I don't have any way to hold my phone, so just hang on a sec. I'm gonna yard the. Let's see if I can do it this way here. Pull the filament out. Come on. Come on. Get out. Sometimes you gotta push before you pull. There we go. Okay. And we've made a little mess down there. So that's a little bit of filament that came out. And now that is out of the hot end. Why aren't you focusing? Come on. What's wrong with you? Anyways. Gosh, that's horrible. I don't want to focus. There we go. Now the filament is out of there. It won't snap off and be left inside. And like I said, I did print something with it. I used the crappiest filament I have just because, why not? So it just goes to show that just because somebody doesn't want something anymore or is fed up with it, and don't get me wrong, he's had some troubles with this thing since day one, so I am assuming that I'm going to have some troubles with it, because, you know, just because it changes ownership doesn't mean it's going to stop having troubles. But oh yeah, the other thing that was messed up was the little front bearing here, right there. So I changed that out, and yeah, it's nice. It runs. It's quiet. Happy with it. It's gonna be it's gonna have a nice new home next to mine, and yeah, I think that's about it. So have a Merry Christmas. It's almost New Year's, so have a Happy New Year, and stay away from the virus. And yeah, take care. See you later.